ever worry about the future, where you're going to end up? Well, the next 2 weeks are going to be very exciting for you. I'm excited. We're talking about the final book of the Bible. This week we're going to be going through Revelation chapter 1 through 11. The week after, chapters 12 through 22. If you're like me, Revelation was not a revelation. It was a confusion. It was a mystery. It was something that made me scratch my head. And then I saw other Christians arguing all the time about how the world's going to end, or talking about us versus them. And I really steered away from the book. I think I read it once and I thought, this doesn't make any sense to me anyway. So why do the book of Revelation? Because it's awesome. It is awesome. You're going to get a perspective, actually the most common perspective on the book of Revelation, on how the end of the world will play out. It might just be one that you haven't heard before. I'll be interviewing an old friend of mine, a former boss. In the 1990s, I was an assistant pastor for a vineyard in Colorado Springs, and I worked for Steve Todd. Steve was a product of the Jesus People movement when the hippies en masse went from doing drugs and sleeping around to turning to God and turning their lives around. One common denominator with these people, the Jesus people, is they believed that the return of Jesus was imminent. And there were different books going around at the time, the Late Great Planet Earth, other books that really spelled this idea out, that the end of the world was here, that you better get ready. Steve's going to talk about his experience during those days and how his understanding of the scriptures changed, how it matured over those years. The quest this week will be to ponder your own future. And I want you to do that through something called LECTIO DIVINA. It's called divine reading. It's Latin. It's an old Jesuit practice. It's something that Christians are doing a lot more these days, meditating on scripture. And your assignment is, your quest is to meditate on the book of Revelation chapter 4, verses 1 through 11. This is a description of yours and my future, of where we will end up. I want you to read it slowly, and I want you to put yourself into the scene and see what it feels like to be there, what it therefore feels like to be here. The book of Revelation, not a mystery, a gift and a blessing.